You get a full 8 hours of sleep. You drink your coffee. You even do a little morning meditation. But by 10 a.m., you feel like you've already run a marathon. That bone-deep exhaustion follows you around all day, a heavy cloak you just can't seem to shake off. You tell yourself you're just lazy, or maybe you're not trying hard enough. But it feels different. It's a profound weariness that sleep doesn't fix. What if I told you that feeling has nothing to do with being lazy or weak? What if it's a specific, measurable, biological state that your body and brain have been forced into? It's called burnout, and it's far more than just feeling tired. It's your body's emergency brake, pulled so hard the system has started to break down. In this video, we're going to uncover the 7 hidden scientific reasons why you feel so drained, and what's really happening inside your mind when you hit that wall. Number 1, your stress system is stuck in the on position. Think of your body's stress response like a sophisticated fire alarm. A little bit of smoke, a looming deadline, a difficult conversation, a near miss in traffic, and the alarm goes off. Your adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate increases, your pupils dilate, blood rushes to your muscles, and you're primed for action. This is the ancient fight or flight response. In a healthy system, once the threat is gone, the alarm shuts off, and your body returns to a calm, restful state. But with burnout, the alarm never stops ringing. Due to chronic, relentless stress from your job, your finances, your relationships, your body is constantly marinating in a cocktail of stress hormones. Psychologists call this the dysregulation of the HPA axis, the central command center for your stress response. The system essentially forgets where the off switch is. It's stuck in a perpetual state of high alert. Imagine leaving your car engine revving in the red zone, 24/7. Not just idling, but flooring it. How long would it take before the engine overheated, ran out of fuel, and critical parts started to warp and break? That's exactly what's happening to you. This constant state of emergency is biologically expensive. It consumes massive amounts of energy, weakens your immune system so you catch every cold that goes around, disrupts your digestion, and clouds your thinking. You're tired because your body is fighting a phantom battle that never, ever ends. Number 2, you're suffering from decision fatigue. Have you ever had a day so mentally taxing that when your partner asks you what you want for dinner, your brain just goes blank? You literally cannot make one more simple choice. This isn't a personality flaw, it's a real, documented phenomenon called decision fatigue. The science is surprisingly simple. Your capacity for making rational, thoughtful decisions is a finite resource, governed by the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead. Think of it like a smartphone battery. Every single decision you make, no matter how small, drains a little bit of that power. In our modern world, you're forced to make hundreds of micro-decisions every hour. Let's just take the first hour of your day. Should you hit snooze? What should you wear? What's the fastest route to work? Which of the 50 new emails is the most urgent? How should you phrase your response to that tricky message from your boss? By lunchtime, your decision battery is already flashing red. This is why you find yourself procrastinating on important tasks in the afternoon, making impulsive choices you later regret, or simply defaulting to the easiest option, which is often doing nothing at all. That feeling of being mentally paralyzed isn't laziness. It's the predictable outcome of an overdrawn mental bank account. Your brain is so tired of choosing that it simply stops trying. Number 3, you're experiencing compassion fatigue. This one is subtle, but it's a core component of burnout, especially for anyone in a role that involves caring for others. It's the feeling of being emotionally overextended and completely drained by your contact with other people. It's not just for nurses and therapists. It happens to managers, customer service agents, parents, anyone who has to manage their emotions as part of their daily life. Psychologically, empathy is an active process.
Our brains contain something called mirror neurons, which fire not only when we perform an action, but also when we see someone else perform that action. They help us feel what others are feeling. When you have to constantly absorb other people's stress, solve their problems, and present a calm, positive exterior even when you're crumbling inside, you are performing emotional labor.
Over time, your reserves of empathy and patience run dry.
This is called compassion fatigue. A classic example is the manager who spends their day listening to their team's anxieties about layoffs, absorbing their frustrations, and offering support.
They have to be the rock.
But when they get home, they have nothing left for their own family. They feel detached, numb, and irritable when their child tells them about a problem at school.
It isn't because they stopped caring, it's because their emotional capacity has been completely exhausted.
This state of being emotionally empty is a profound source of fatigue, making even simple social interactions feel like a monumental effort.
Number 4. The crushing disconnect between effort and reward. Human beings are fundamentally wired for a simple, satisfying loop: effort should lead to reward.
When you work hard and see a positive result, a completed project, a word of praise, a promotion, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter.
This reinforces the behavior and motivates you to do it again.
It tells your brain, that was worth it.
Let's do it again.
Burnout thrives when this loop is broken, again and again. You're putting in enormous effort, working late, taking on extra projects, going the extra mile, but you're getting nothing meaningful in return. Maybe your boss takes credit for your work.
Maybe your project is endlessly delayed by bureaucracy.
Or maybe you're in a job where your contributions feel completely invisible, like screaming into a void. When your brain repeatedly experiences this effort without reward cycle, it triggers something called a negative prediction error.
It learns that your actions don't matter.
This leads to a psychological state known as learned helplessness. Imagine you spend 3 months creating a groundbreaking proposal, pulling all-nighters and sacrificing weekends, only for it to be shelved indefinitely due to a change in company strategy.
Your brain doesn't just register disappointment, it registers a betrayal of its fundamental operating system.
Your motivation plummets, and a deep sense of cynicism begins to set in. This isn't just a bad attitude, it's your brain's logical response to a rigged game.
Number 5. A pervasive loss of autonomy. Do you feel like you're in the driver's seat of your own life and career, or do you feel like a passenger being taken for a ride you never agreed to?
A sense of control and autonomy is a fundamental human need.
We need to feel that we have a say in what we do and how we do it. When that autonomy is stripped away, it's a fast track to burnout. This is especially true in the workplace. Think about micromanagement.
When a boss dictates every tiny detail of your work, second-guesses your decisions, and requires you to justify every minute of your day, it sends a powerful, unconscious message: you are not trusted.
Your judgment is not valued. You are not competent. This feeling of powerlessness is incredibly stressful and demoralizing.
Imagine being a skilled software developer who is told exactly which lines of code to write, with no room for your own expertise or creativity. You're not an engineer anymore, you're just a typist executing someone else's commands. Your brain, which craves challenge and self-expression, effectively disengages to protect itself.
Why bother thinking critically when your thoughts aren't wanted? This lack of agency is mentally suffocating.
The exhaustion you feel isn't from the work itself, but from the constant, grinding frustration of having no control over your own domain.
Number 6.
The always-on culture and erased boundaries.
In the past, work ended when you left the office.
There was a clear, physical boundary between your professional life and your personal life. Today, that boundary has been all but vaporized by technology.
Your office is in your pocket.
Emails, Slack messages, and project updates follow you home, to the dinner table, and even into your bed. Your brain needs downtime. It needs periods of unfocused rest to consolidate memories, generate creative insights, and simply recharge. This happens through a brain network called the default mode network, which activates when you're daydreaming, going for a walk, or not actively focused on a task. The always-on culture prevents this crucial process from happening.
Think about it. Even when you're relaxing on the couch, is your mind truly at rest? Or are you simultaneously thinking about a work problem, feeling a phantom buzz from your phone, and experiencing a low-grade anxiety about the emails piling up? This is called anticipatory stress. Your brain never gets to fully disengage and enter a restorative state. It's like leaving dozens of computer applications running in the background. They may be hidden, but they are still draining your system's battery and processing power, day and night. Number 7. The rise of cynicism and depersonalization. This is perhaps the most advanced and concerning stage of burnout. It's a powerful psychological defense mechanism. When you are so emotionally and physically exhausted that you simply cannot cope anymore, your mind does something drastic to protect itself. It creates distance. This is called depersonalization. You begin to feel like a detached, outside observer of your own life. The work you once found meaningful now feels like a pointless series of tasks. The clients or colleagues you once connected with now feel like irritants or objects. You might find yourself becoming unusually cynical, making dark jokes about your work, or speaking about it in a cold, robotic way. For example, a dedicated teacher who starts referring to students not by their names, but as the troublemaker in the back row is likely experiencing depersonalization. This isn't because they've suddenly become a bad person. It's a subconscious shield to protect them from the overwhelming emotional toll of their job. This cynicism, while a form of self-preservation, is deeply isolating. It severs your connection to purpose and meaning, which is the very fuel that keeps us going. The result is a hollow, profound exhaustion of the spirit itself. So, what does this all mean for you? Recognizing these signs is the first, most critical step. Burnout isn't a sign of personal failure. It is a sign that you have been pushing yourself too hard, for too long, in an environment that is not sustainable. It's a distress signal from your body and mind, begging for a change. Remember, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. If you're feeling overwhelmed, please consider speaking with a qualified professional. The journey out of burnout begins not with trying harder, but with understanding. It starts by acknowledging that you deserve to rest, you deserve to have boundaries, and you deserve to work and live in a way that doesn't just drain you, but also fulfills you. And now, I have a question for you. Out of all the scientific reasons for burnout we discussed, which one resonated with you the most on a personal level? Is it the constant feeling of being on, the decision fatigue, or the crushing disconnect between your effort and the reward you receive? Share your experience in the comments below. Reading through them helps all of us feel a little less alone in this struggle.